Hi, I am Becky Squire, and this week's article is called 10 Benefits to Growing Up in a Big Family. Now, this was a really fun article for me to write, so I hope you enjoy it. So picture this: 9 people wearing matching yellow t-shirts, strolling around New York City. As I look back on that experience, I have fond memories, although I may not have thought so at the time. But as the youngest of 7, I loved growing up in a big family. However, with birth rates at a record low, many are missing these advantages. So I put together a list of the positive aspects of growing up in a big family. The first one is that you learn to share and compromise. A 2004 study of more than 20,000 kindergartners in America found that teachers rated students who had at least one sibling as having an edge in social skills. These kids were better at making friends, helping other kids, and they were more in tune to the feelings of others. Compromise and cooperation are just some of the positive results kids can benefit from having multiple siblings. These abilities help children build more positive relationships with one another. The second one is it is a lonely buster. Many parents find that children with multiple siblings tend to get along better and love each other at an earlier age. According to babycenter.com, having more than one sibling increases a child's ability to make friends, show empathy, and accept responsibility, since there's always someone to play with. Friends and neighbors may come and go, but siblings are there for life. The next one is a bigger vocabulary. An advantage of being one of the youngest in a large family is having a bigger vocabulary. When you spend all your time around older siblings, you tend to use bigger words. Have you ever noticed that with little kids who are around older kids a lot? However, you might not know what those words mean at the time, but it will come. The next one is that love multiplies for children. When a friend of mine was expecting her second child, I remember that she was sharing some of her worries. She was worried about not loving him as much as her first child. But I assured her that as you have children, your love multiplies. It does not divide. It's a wonderful feeling to see how much the love you thought was already about to burst can continue to grow with each new member of the family. The next one is that your love deepens for your husband. I remember the exact moment when I looked at my husband right after I gave birth to our first child. I was physically drained, yes, but what I remember most was how I literally felt love for him grow at that moment, physically. And it only intensified with each child. Children are very observant. Children are very observant to the loving relationship that their parents have, even if no words are spoken. This makes for a healthier family relationship, which reflects on the personality and actions of each child. The next one is housework help. With a bigger brood often comes a bigger house, but no need to fork out extra dough for a cleaning service. Get those kids to work. Chores, especially when organized, teach children responsibility. The next one is names. Remember when you were young and you would envision your future family and pick out names for each child? Well, with a big family comes a variety of names. Something fun and maybe a little scary that you could do is to involve the older children and let them pick out the name of the new baby. But proceed with caution. If I had let mine do that, my youngest would be named Spinosaurus. The next one is teamwork. I have many fond memories of playing kickball with my siblings. Often our parents would join in on the fun and we would have 2 full-size teams in our backyard. This gives children great opportunities to practice good sportsmanship. The next one is self-reliance. According to an educational consultant, James B. Stenson, children from big families are genuinely needed at home. Through their chores and their handling of responsibilities around the house, they contribute to the family's welfare. They grow in self-knowledge, self-confidence, and self-reliance. And the last one is that children grow to be givers. Children from big families understand the real meaning of responsibility, as mentioned before. They learn that if they don't do their duty, someone else will suffer. Consequently, their moral development moves from self to others, taking root more deeply. They grow to be givers, not takers. These are only some of the benefits of growing up in a big family. These life lessons can be learned more naturally to help create our character. Our families are who makes us who we are today. Thanks for listening and have a great week.